Hey, it's Saturday night. It's a lot later than it's the February 7th, and we're first week down in February, and I can't believe what I just did. So, super excited, and I just had a big old long video, and probably I need to cut it down quite a bit, so that's why I got to retape it. So about a year ago, I taped a whole video and I muted my mic, and I totally forgot to unmute it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So every time I look and make sure that it's the little light for the mic is going. But this time, and then I stopped probably about a month ago. I stopped looking, thinking I had it down, And I have no idea why I even muted it, but a while ago. Anyway, I went through probably 45 minutes, and I was going to, of course, cut down 10 minutes of it. I'm all watching it, and it's silent. I'm like, oh my gosh. Anyway, that's kind of been what my week's been about. Just lots of ups and downs, but here's some positive stuff. I'm going to show you some awesome stuff. I was so excited. I had a really good video for you. And I know you probably don't even believe me, but it was awesome. So now I'll make a concise one where it's hopefully about 10-15 minutes long instead of a half an hour or 40 minutes. These are my three projects. So Loom-X, DSJ, and Plazm. Actually, today is my 77th day, and that's when I'm able to claim. And believe it or not, I went through the entire thing of claiming on video. But there's no audio to it, so I'm not gonna show it to you. Anyway, so I claimed and I restaked and kind of went through it with you, and that was my first time. So anyway, I'll just show you the results, and that'll be a lot shorter. But Loom-X, let's start with that. The positive about this is that I got bumped to level 1, and I am tickled pink because for some reason and I say for some reason because the percentages of what you earn with your downline are still kind of convoluted to me, because it's it's supposed to be 10% on your first level with the new rollout and 5% on your second level, but it still shows like 45%. Anyway, I'll show you in a second here, but this is, I don't know why they put the last. So when you click on this, it shows your last contract, and I have 4 contracts, but so you get your lowest percentage when you first click on it. It's kind of strange. But if you go to orders, we'll start with the orders. And so these are my contracts. And the first ones I got into, they're up over 53% now. So I broke the 50%, trying to get to the 100 there. Not bad at all. I've already, of course, got past my 50% just with the added bonuses and stuff like that. But we're still going strong on the 4 contracts. Let's go over to revenue. Revenue is coming in a lot faster. Like I mentioned, I actually doubled my daily income with what my downline has put in, and the bonuses that I'm getting from that. And again, I'll go over that in a second. But right here is what I've earned. It's like now the sent out ones, instead of like every 1.5 to 2 hours, now they're coming in like every 45 minutes. Like this one's 11:01, and that's 10:13, that's 9:30. So every 45 minutes I'm getting pops, and another $5. So let's go to this little funnel here, and I'll show you my daily. So I was making $70 to $75 every day before, and now I'll just do today before it turns midnight and do all types. That means my bonuses and everything. So click on that, $153. So that's doubled, more than doubled what I was making before. So that is sweet. I'm super excited to see that. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at as far as every $5 that pops to my bank, or yeah, my wallet, I should say. The new people that are coming in, they started auto reinvest, which is pretty sweet that they give you the option finally, because before it would go straight to your wallet no matter what. You'd have to wait until you get $100 in there if you want to compound, and then put it back in as another contract. But now you can keep the same, instead of having these contracts like lined up. If you're doing $100, $100, it's just like going to be forever, like all these contracts. But now you could just have one big contract and have it just start compounding, and that's pretty sweet. But this is the key right here if you want it to go to your wallet. And I've messed with these. I don't know how they came up with some of these things, but this right here is the white on the bottom, green on top. That'll go to your wallet. Right here it says payout profit, and it's white. You'd think you'd want it green, but if you click green, it would reinvest. I don't know why. Right here, it's I think when you first set up your account, these are both green, which means it's auto reinvesting. So if you want to reinvest, wonderful, leave it green. If you don't, click that bottom one over to white, and it'll go to your wallet. Okay? Anyone who wants to join, or if you're already joined and you want to start reinvesting, then hit that and it'll go to green and green. Okay? That's how you do it. That's what I figured out. It's kind of weird. Let me actually show you a calculator. So the power of compounding. I just want you to. If you come in with $1,000 and it's 1% a day, that's kind of what we make here. Before you would have 1% to double, you'd have to go to 100 days, and so now at 1%, your first day you earn $10. Next time 10, 20, and then it just keeps going back and adding to your balance instead of keeping it at 1,000. And so after 90 days, actually, I'm not even going to go to 90 because it's 70 days. Look, it finally breaks 2,000 at 70 days. So you just knocked off 30 days into this program when you can double in 70 days instead of 100. But I'm going to just put this 2448 just so you know what 100 days look like. So 2448, and then we'll move on from 90 all the way to 100, and you'd have $2,700 in there instead of 2,000. So you'd have $700 more by letting it compound daily. And then of course after, so that was 90 days, so 180 days, and you'd have $6,000 in there. So you 6 times your money instead of waiting 200 days just to double it. So you're looking good at that. I love that they give you the option. So I just wanted to show you that. I'm going to put that back to 1,000. All right, so that's what they've offered now for auto compounding. But make sure you get your seed money out so that you're playing with house money. That's the primo way to go. Let's look at the community. This is what I was. So I still got my 5,900 that I put in at the beginning. But this is where, it was 20,000 to get the level 1. I love how level 1 says beginner. I can't even remember what it said before, but 0 level is what? So I'm a beginner now at level 1. But I have 31,000 in there for that one. I have a total of 52,000. I finally got 1% of 8 million. 8,000K is 8 million. So 52, I would love to have that over here because 50 is the next level. I'd bump up again. It goes up about 5% more, I think. Anyway, with this volume here, you get 10% as a level 1. 31,000. The difference there, it looks like it's 21,000. So the biggest leg is minused out of your total volume, and that's what you're earning your percentages. And this is where I get confused because I thought the first direct referral bonus was 10% and then 2 or 5% on the second level, but it's saying 43%. So I mean, that's probably why I'm doubling my money, but if they want to keep doing that, that's fine. But their new rollout was supposed to be 10%. Here's my community income, 10% that I got for level 1, which is awesome. So anyway, and I had 8 people directly under me. Now I have 11. But then there's also just a ton of other people that are building their downlines, which I love. So I have 26 people total. But look at 13 people are on my level 2, which is layer 2, they say, but level 2, which is awesome, meaning the people that are under me are actually building their downline, which is great. That's the way to make some money, that's for sure. So congrats on that for my group that's actually very actively involved, and that's great. All right, let's see. Anything else with Loom-X? If you want to join, email me at ironcladcoins@gmail.com. It's in the description. Sometimes people try to use like copy and paste from the description, and for some reason it doesn't work in their Gmail account. But if you just type in, you can see it there. You could just type in your email, ironcladcoins@gmail.com, and it goes through to me. So either way, if you copy and paste and it doesn't work, then just type it in and it works. All right, and then I'll send you the link to get started on this one, okay? All right, let's move on to DSJ, which is super solid. I mean, I've been in it almost 8 months solid, and I started in June. And this thing has just been phenomenal. It's been wonderful. As far as 2 trades a day, you kind of know the drill. If this is the first time on my channel, you get 2 trades a day. We have a Telegram group where you get your code, and all you do with that code is you come over here to invited me, and you paste the code right there, hit confirm, and then 60 seconds later the trade is done, and you'll see your position right here as it's trading for 60 seconds. But usually after about 25 minutes or so, you'll actually see it in your historical orders, and then your profit and loss right there. And so far in 8 months, I've seen only 1 bad day or 1 red day. And the nice thing about that is they give you another trade to make up for that one, but they ×3 it. So in other words, this right here is 1% of my total balance, and it just keeps going up. But it's 1%, but when they do a makeup trade, they actually do 3%. So that would be ×3, so it'd be like $186, and then you get your 60% of 886. So you more than, double your profits and losses, because you'll lose, maybe you'll lose $38, but you'll gain like $70. So it definitely makes up for it. And they did. The one time they had a red trade, they actually made up for it, and I loved it. It was really nice. So they have 2 trades a day. Right now, if you're in assets, you can see what your P&L is today. So I made $76 today. Oh, that's what I didn't do. I didn't do my profits over here. So I did all the profits on my previous video. So I'm just going to bring up the calculator, and it's all on the left side here. So I'm going to just blow it up and kind of go over what I did live last time. So Loom-X, I had $3,000 in the account last week, Saturday night, and now I have 3621. So if you minus 3621, 3002, you get $619. And when I divide that by my original 5,900, I get 10.5495. So 10.5% for the week, which is phenomenal. And I had only 1 day of the larger amounts coming in, so that's going to be a nice big jump next week. Right here we've got the DSJ. Right now I'm at 6320, and minus last week's balance, which is 5788, I get $532. If I divide that by 5788, I get 9.19, 9.2-ish. So very pleased with these this progress here. So 10.5 and 9.2. Very, very cool. I like rounding up on all those, so it makes it sound better. Anyway, those are the ones that are making some really good money for me. I'm very pleased, which means just right there, it's over $1,000 last week. So very cool. And Plazm, I'm just going to show you what happened. Oh man, I had a pretty good, and it was, like it was my first time, so it was kind of you and I going over everything for the first time and making mistakes and everything. I'm back to 3 positions because one of my positions closed out. It was the 7th, so 2-7 right here. And it had a little claim button right there once your 77 days are up. So I hit claim, and I was able to claim. It was only 294 Plazm that I first staked or created, and it ended up where I gained 3,690, as you can see right here, because I just restaked it. So 240 to 690 was like 1,300% as far as coins. Of course, the percentage now that's right here has gone down quite a bit as far as staking. So right now it's at 1% a day. And why that says 1% at 77% is because you're making 77% in your 77-day lockup. So it's not like a year, it's just 77 days. That's why it's a little over 1% right now at 77%. So that's what I did. I restaked it in the staking instead of creating. And there's my, oh, now it's gone. There it is, portfolio. So that's my new position. So that would be my second round. This one, actually, these two right here, I'll go over this video in a week. It's the 13th, so it'll probably be next Saturday, right? Maybe Friday. Anyway, those will be claimed, and I'll be able to claim those and restake them, and I'll show you how to do it. If you guys are interested in this one is super unique, and the reason why I say that is because platforms that do this need new money to come in, new users, in other words, to come in to keep it viable. This one doesn't. It actually has everything that it's doing. It's putting in Ethereum, and it's Ethereum on base to get into this. So Ethereum on base chain, and it syncs all Ethereum into the bonds, the DexFi bonds, and the bonds, whenever it's earning its money, it splits it to where it buys more bonds so that it keeps growing, and then it also buys Plazm tokens and burns them. And so this is the burn here. And they've actually gone over, I wonder if the total's on here, but it's almost like 1.5 million burned already in the first, several months. And so this thing's, been 132 days long. And I think in the last week it was 250,000 that was burned. I mean, it's just exponentially increasing. If you want to know more about this project, definitely follow CK. He's got these AI generated YouTube videos, and he puts out like 4 or 5 a day. It's crazy, but it really explains it well, this whole project and how it works, and how it's definitely a long-term play, but in the end, it should really be quite lucrative. And when I say end, it'll just keep going. But as far as the end, when you want to finally cash out, it's really quite a different, unique way to do it, because they've got real yield coming into this thing, keeping it alive the whole time. And this will just get bigger and bigger because of all the money that they're actually putting back into the bonds. So Plazm is pretty awesome. It's just the beginning stages, and so it's just cutting its teeth, and you need to wait on this one. But not wait as far as you need to start your 77 days for sure, so that you can keep compounding and getting larger and larger positions. But anyway, that's kind of what Plazm is. I am getting into a fourth thing, hopefully over the weekend, and start trading on Monday, which is the Algo Gold Infinity that Paul is part of. And they have an AI bot. They have about 3 people that are the devs on it that are following it. It's an Algo AI bot. They have different strategies that it follows, and the 3 people that are in there, they have like a scalper, they have like a swing trading, they have, the day trade. Anyway, it's pretty intense, because since the beginning of the year, their year to date is like 55%. It was 59. They had like a losing day, but 55% in 5 weeks. So that's like 10% a week. Anyway, pretty crazy. I'm excited about it. I wish I was in it a month ago. Like last week, they had a phenomenal week, which was like 19% in 1 week. But this AlgoBot is just cranking. And I'm in that. You have to start with Trade Smart account. They suggest that one. I guess it's the easiest one to trade off of. But you can use any of your MT5 or MT4s. I have a Loom-X and I have like a Blowfin, but I thought I would just start with what they're suggesting. I KYC'd there, and then I'm starting their Social Trader account. It's a little more in depth, but I'll at least show you my journey, and if you want to join that, that's, let me know. But that one, we'll just see how it goes. And I also have another one that I'm getting into, so I'm starting to spread out a little bit and get a little more diversified than just two of them that I have in right now. But the other one that I'm getting into this is all alpha stuff, right? I'm talking about it before it happens, but the other one is the DexFi bonds, which is basically the position where, like, all my profits that I don't have to use for my regular life will go into that one just to build my position. It's a lot more stable. Of course, it's not earning as much as these other ones that are high risk. But if I'm making money on the high risk ones, I'm going to be putting it into this other bond one and just start growing that position to where I'm just earning just as much as I would if I'm doing crazy stuff, but not, being able to sleep at night. Anyway, so there's my condensed version of, I can't believe I did that. I got it all in my editor, and I was just like, all right, and I hit play, and it's just blank. Oh, such a good feeling. That's where I'll end it. Everyone just be kind. Every day I just have so much interaction with different people, and there's so many different ways of just responding to people, and it's so much nicer to just be kind, even if they're not being kind back. Just always be kind. There's my 2 cents for today, the golden rule. All right. Talk to you later. See you next week. Bye.